Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Today we're going to start the episode in the kitchen because we need to do some cooking. Well, actually we don't have to do it inside the kitchen. It's cosmic meatballs and the ultimate stew. You know, what we need in order to make the infinity catalyst. So I have set in some patterns and yes, we can make 8 cosmic meatballs. Well, actually we can't because I installed the wrong augments. That's blast furnace. What I wanted was the smoker. So there you go. Now it works. And we have our cosmic meatballs. So getting the one is super easy, obviously. What are we missing if we want 1,000? That's quite a bit. Apart from steak and mutton, these are the items that we're missing. So how do we fix those? Well, all of them have a data model. I'm just going to make a set of patterns for every single one. You also have a data model. Okay. That is a total of 8 patterns, and I have 2 loot fabricators over here, so it's a perfect number. So let's order 1000 cosmic meatballs. Oh, it's not a perfect number, I missed one. So let's order this again. I just need to adjust the loot fabricators and that's it. Yeah, it's working fine. Now your turn. Not that we ever need to craft it again, but that's some acceleration cards. And it's being made. Perfect. So that takes care of cosmic meatballs. Cosmic stew seems to be a bit easier because we just need different apples. Again, I have set in all the patterns and we can craft the ultimate stew, 2000 of it. I'm not gonna make it because it does require a ton of insanium. But yeah, if we go to 5000, we're missing beetroots and pufferfish. Which I guess, there you go. That should be another 5000. And I don't think we're going to need that much until the end of the mod pack, so that's off the list. Now we come to the Infinity Catalyst and well, technically speaking, we should be able to craft it, right? No, we can't. This is not Avaricia, this is Re-Avaricia, so it's Avaricia with extra steps. For example, a record fragment, it does have EMC, but you can't craft it in your crafting grid, you have to make something called end crafting table. And in order to make the end crafting table, you're going to need the nether crafting table. And in order to do that, you need the skulk one. So we do have the skulk crafting table on auto crafting, which is perfect. And I probably shouldn't have done that because we have already automated the skulk crafter. We just make a pattern for the nether one, which we can craft it. Lovely. We're not going to automate the rest because it's a one-time use. Wait, what? Oh, what? Never mind. We might have to automate it. Well, I had to add more package crafters down here. It's a good thing that we had extra slots. So if I want the end crafting table, that's the only thing that I'm missing. So there you go. That's a pattern. End crafting table, give me the one. Thank you. And I don't know, we try to upgrade it into a packaged crafter. Like so. And I think that's the only recipe. We don't want anything else. It's just that which disc. I think we go with that one. So record fragment, give me the one. Thank you. We're just gonna dupe it. It does have EMC. So now we should be able to have a recipe for the Infinity Catalyst. Also, I think the Infinity Ingot, right? Same crafting table, why not? It's our quad crafting table setup, so it's going to be faster. You know, this one over here. If you're kind enough, give me an Infinity Catalyst. Lovely, you can craft it. It's a quad crafting table, but yeah, it takes time. Very cool. We have our first Infinity Catalyst. A catalyst that does not catalyze at all. Yes, that's true. Although, did you know the best part is that you can use the Infinity Catalyst in order to dupe some ancient debris? I meant it as a joke, I thought it's going to be consumed. That's not bad. Yeah, it is bad. No, maybe not. It's 8. Wasn't that bad. Okay, the joke's on me. So let's try to make 1 Infinity Ingot and see what we're missing. That's fine. That's a big problem which we have to fix. I was planning to fix it, but we will do that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we ran into a bit of a problem. So currently our TPS is fine, but it was at 140. I don't think you should use request terminals that much. It took me a while to notice what's wrong. I even broke these things. We don't have observables in this mod pack, so this is why I thought maybe these machines caused lag. But they were fine. And I should probably install observables. Actually, that doesn't show anything from applied energistics, so never mind. So, Infinity Ingot. Can I have the one? Yes. The reason that we can craft it is that we are getting a mediocre amount of draconium and I have turned off the request terminals. Also, we do need to craft a ton of chaos shards. I was not expecting that. Yeah, but still on antimatter we're doing fine. But very cool. Our first Infinity Ingot. So now that we have the ability to craft it, there are a few priorities. One of them is draconium. That's our first priority. How do we get it? The thing is, we were already getting it, it's just that I disabled the miner, because I removed the formation planes, annihilation planes, etc. Okay, we're still getting it, it's not chunk loaded, that's the point. And also it doesn't have all the add-ons. Let's try to get some. We don't have much. That's also one of the things that I have to fix. So now that should be Draconium a bit faster. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Let's go home. And let me try to set up the formation planes, annihilation planes one more time. It's a very simple setup. I do have a dimensional chest. The miner is hooked up to this dimensional chest. Formation planes, annihilation planes with fortune 8. And 2 netherite furnaces. We seem to be fine. And this is the rate that we're getting Draconium, which is surprisingly nice. You might notice that we're also getting the essence, we're also getting the dust, but this is our main supply. Also, just in case, a few stack upgrades. It seems that Draconium has been fixed. The rate that we're getting it is actually quite amazing. And I don't think this is the backlog, this should be the actual production rate. Because the backlog should have gone away by now. But let's get back to infinity ingots. We're going to need hundreds of them, but let's start that what are we missing if we just want 100? That's quite a bit. So for better gold, we do have to wait. The rest of them do have EMC. Draconium is not a big deal. We need 600,000, we already have 80,000. So the ones which do have EMC, we're just gonna dupe them. And now we come to the main question, Divineium. That's our bottleneck everywhere. So basically what we need to do is to try and get Inferium really fast. However, there is a cheaty way, but I don't really want to do that. But I am going to show you nonetheless. Inside the Essence Forge, there is a recipe for getting 6,000 Insanium Essence. Those Insanium blocks are not going to be consumed, but you do need to constantly feed it XP Jelly, Memory Essence, and Liquid Dragon Breath. And that's actually the main reason that I don't want to do that. If it's absolutely necessary, one day I will, but I think I have a better idea. Currently we do have a few sources of Inferium, but I think here's what we're going to do. We are going to go with sieves. You know, good ones. Every tick there is a 40% chance from Endstone and 45% chance from Netherrack. I think we will do both. Endstone gives me a few things that I want, like Echo Shards, I don't know, even Draconium. But Netherrack gives me ores from a mod whose name I shall not mention, and I need them, I think. Well, I have 2 million boron, maybe I don't, but you never know. At that time I was hesitant to use sieves because, well, you do need to provide them with 1 stack of sand every tick. Or dust or whatever, but now that we have EMC, that's not a big deal. So at our ore processing, you might notice I have removed all the sieves. I throw everything inside the trash except one of them. This is probably the one that we are going to use in order to sieve Infinity 10 or whatever. Yeah, emptying that was a pain. Let's go home. We're going to set up the sieves inside another dimensional pocket. Does it need an applied energy 6 connection? I'm not sure, but we do have quantum entangled singularities, not a big deal. Let me try to get some garbage. Actually, I just remembered I ordered a bit more Infinity 10, so do your sieving. Do the magic. We got 2. I love this machine. It's so cheaty. How many did we put in? Still this is a better rate, maybe not. Yeah, still this is a better rate than the multi-block. We got 14. Okay. I made a monster. I can't handle it. So I don't really know what I was doing. Let's void that thing. We don't need extra garbage. So I thought I'm going to go with like 3 sieves for Endstone and, you know, 1 sieve for Netherrack. Of course, those sieves are going to require a hammer, so I have also made 4 hammers. I'm using EMC links in order to provide them with Endstone or Netherrack or lava, and well, it's too fast. And that's even one of them running. But basically, I'm importing everything from one of the output buses, the other one is redundant. It's already full. Everything comes to this barrel, we're compacting the Inferium, we're compacting the Prosperity Shards. Some of the items I'm actually importing back into our system, like the Skulk Shrieker, Echo Shards, Skulk Core, and the Prosperity Block. Draconium dust, which we're getting in ridiculous quantities, is being smelted, but basically Inferium was the main thing that we were looking for. I was not expecting so much output from one machine, is the thing. But nonetheless, we are committed, so that's Prudentium. I'm hoping one crafter is going to be good enough. This is already working without any speed upgrades. I just wanted to mention that. And if we install some speed upgrades... Oops. External C. Yeah, now it's working fine. That was my bad. Let me see how far I can go. Maybe we just need like 1 sieve? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a few hours later and... this is the wrong machine. This is the correct machine. So no, we're going to need all 4 sieves and that's not even enough. Remember, the reason that we're sieving is to get Inferium so that we would be able to make Divineium. the rate that we're getting Inferium blocks is actually not that bad, but the rate that we're getting Divineium is horrifying. So yeah, eventually maybe I have to go with this recipe. And to be very frank, I don't really think this recipe is that bad, because what you need to do is that you just need 20,000 Insanium Essence. More or less, I'm not exactly sure. But generally speaking, I have been AFK for half an hour, and we are generating 72 Divineium per hour, as well as 24 better gold per hour. Everything that I have mentioned translates that if I want 100 infinity ingots, I need to AFK for around 50 hours. And guess what? I just counted the uses of infinity ingots. We need at least 200. So that's around 100 hours. And the worst part is the better gold. We're not getting it that fast. We might have to do something about that one too. I did not start to talk about antimatter. We need 256 pellets, which honestly we might get there. but there is a better way. Using Naquada. But in any case, what is our next focus? Well, it's not going to be that Infinity Ingot, it's going to be Infinity 12. So out of this recipe that you see over here, we almost have everything except one thing. Essence of the Storm. It's from Cataclysm and it drops from this guy. So he might have a spawn egg, but he's a boss. So I think the only way of spawning him, since he does not have a data model, is that we go through Woot. I have already made the hammer and the anvil, and I'm already not a fan. I don't know if you guys remember Woot from 1.10 or not, but that used to be an amazing mod. You could have auto-crafted literally everything and it had no requirements. Also, I think the anvil does require a magma block underneath, if it's like 1.12, and I can't put it here because I have an item collector. So I need to make some shards. Prismarine goes on the anvil, we drop these guys, and use the hammer. It doesn't say you need anything. Oh, that's how you do that. Okay, you just right-click everything. We got a shard. And what we want is a mob shard. So shard mold, 2 ingots, and a hammer. Let's go to the lost cities and try to find the guy that we need. So hi, this is what we're looking for. Hello boys. Oh finally, some plants. I forgot why I needed them. So how do you summon him? I forgot. Okay, that's how. Let's program the Woot guy. Yes, it's programmed. I think now we just have to kill him. You know, in all the mods 10, this used to be way easier. But cool, he's dead. I have to kill him 5 times. I just wanted to mention that even Woot in 1.12 was a bit more fun. You had to kill them once. Whoa, I took damage. That doesn't happen that often. Alright ladies and gentlemen, I'm back at the base and well, Woot has a bit of a problem. I don't really remember that in 1.12, but apparently there's a tier system. You need to have a small wood farm in order to make a better wood farm. Anyways, what we're doing at this very moment has literally nothing to do with Woot. I just thought that this wall is empty, because the thing is, I brought a friend. Will he fit? It has to be a bit wider. You know, we don't want him to be uncomfortable. He's our guest. For some reason, I also watched Beauty and the Beast, so I'm singing the song. She's our guest. No. So, will your majesty fit? Yeah. Also, how can you have light in water? Yes, sea pickles. I think that's how you do that. I'm not sure. We shall also have some coral, which actually dried up and I forgot. I have filled it in with water. Let's try to put him inside. And his name shall be Nobody Cares. Because nobody cares. That's nice. He seems happy. Also, I did bring some cages. Yeah. Or should we put it on the other side? Yeah, much better. So enough of doing stupid things, let's get back to Woot. So the way that Woot works is that you're going to need different shards in order to make different components, right? It's copper, iron, gold, diamond, etc. The only one which you can craft is the copper one. And with the copper one, you can only make the most garbage wood farm. And then using that farm, you have to get the other shards. So we're going to need a ton of copper shards. And yeah, that's an item user, and it has my hammer inside, so it does the hammering for me. It's kind of fun. I tried the dispenser, it doesn't work, it just throws out the hammer. So I have made 48 copper shards, we're going to need way more, but there is another thing that we have to craft, and that is the plate. I think it's the trapdoor, quartz, and the ingot. Yeah. That's the plate mold. And I need the Stygian plates. Okay, this ingot has EMC. This is why we have a lot. How many should I put in? Okay, it's just the one. Honestly, this was the worst part of Woot. I don't really care anymore. Thanks to the item user. Also, can you like hammer faster? Yeah, that's much better. Thank you. Oh, I just wanted to mention that Nobody Cares makes this place a bit more nice. Especially with the pink coral. So the first item on the list is the ingredients importer. I actually make everything on my own. I'll bring you back in a moment. You know something fun I just realized? You can hopper the items in. This is cool. It's a bit slower because it needs 4 items. Anyways, I did run into another problem. We need weird things. We need something called black dye plates. So we can cheat and use industrial foregoing, but we can also use Woot. Honestly speaking, I think the dye mixer, although it's a bit cheaty, it's going to be the easier way. But let's go with Woot. What can go wrong? So first we need something called pure dye. Are these like fluids? Maybe. That's a lot of quests. Okay. I just wanted to mention something funny. It's exactly like industrial foregoing, the GUI. Is it the same author? Okay, it's a semi-weird thing. You need to mix white dye with yellow, red, and blue, and you get the pure dye fluid. It's 125 millibuckets of each. And the reason that I have extra white is that I just put extra white. I should have probably gone with industrial foregoing. So I think in order to automate everything, let's actually put these guys inside the tool. Yeah, much better. Yes, as I was saying, in order to automate everything, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an export bus. The liquefier goes on top. We do need to export yellow dye, red dye, white dye, and blue. Yes. Then automatically, we're just going to get pure dye fluid, right? Obviously, we can put that inside a drawer, just to have a buffer. That's a weird fluid. And then we're going to have a machine called Item Infuser. This is the one that needs patterns. Also, the drawer is going to receive a storage bus. We partition it. Yes. And I don't know, extract only. And I need to EMC some dyes. So I have just made myself a black dye casing. It just required a different mold, but if we have a pattern like this, will it work? I mean, I'm not sure if it consumes the mold or not, is the thing. Well, it crafted it, and it consumed the mold. That's not great, because there's like 16 of them. Who cares? As long as I don't have to hammer anything, I'm fine. Why did I need that? I just remembered it's for something called upgrade slots. So wait a minute, every time I have to cast the dice? I should have gone with industrial foregoing. It's too late now. But at least can you make me the upgrade slot? Thank you. It just got a whole lot more complicated. I wanted to make this thing copper vitality cell. So yeah, you require different dyes. I'm making patterns for them, but this is called enchanted copper plates. It goes inside the item infuser, but it does require enchanted fluid, which does come from another machine. It does seem the higher the enchantment, the better liquid you're going to get. This is efficiency 9, and it's very slow. I need to set up a whole new system for auto crafting. I guess first we should get some shards, but yeah, that was a crazy amount of fluid. So enchanted copper, that's the recipe, goes inside the item infuser, and the vitality doohickey. Can I have you? Thank you, it's done. Perfect. So we are left with a few things. Loot exporter, that's easy, and primary base. That's not easy. Okay, pure dye fluid, it's easy. Just when you think you're done, you realize you're not done. So there was a vitality fuel fluid, which I made. It was super easy. For the moment, we can only make it using redstone. But there's also this mob tears fluid. That either comes from the wither, or I don't know, it can also come from nether stores. Why not? Okay, that one is water. It's not a weird fluid. Remember, I'm actually doing all of this just to get started with Woot. But okay, I think we're done. There's also a loot exporter, that was the easy one. So there you go. I think we're done. So what we want is Wood Factory Tier 1. It is going to be a very temporary setup, so I'm just going to place it somewhere around here. Doesn't really matter where, here seems to be fine. We do have the factory, but what we don't have is a mob to test it. I don't want to waste my mob chart, so we're going to get a brand new one. Get programmed. Creamy horse. That's a horse. Who cares? Okay, it's any horse. Yeah, it's fully programmed. Let's go home. So that has to go on top of the anvil together with the prism and a factory base. And that gives us a fake spawner. Factory base, we're good. So is it like the old Woot? You have to go on top of the factory heart? I think. Invalid, invalid, invalid. Okay. Does it go in? No? Okay, it goes on top of the primary base. Now we have it. So who do we power? Ingredients importer? No. So it doesn't require power. It does require vitality fuel? Yeah. So does it give me any loot? You don't even connect. So it does consume 1.5 buckets of vitality fluid. That's actually quite a bit. And it does give you loot. Okay. Well, you can make it with copper shards. It's better than redstone. No, it's not. I don't really know what to say. It's in our system, so I just put an export bus. That's a tank full of vitality fuel. And we just let it run? We should not waste the fluid right now because we made that farm in order to get the shards. And there is a shard drop tier 1. And it goes in the upgrade slot. I just right clicked. So now we can waste the fluid. And yes, we got the first iron shard. Okay, we're good. For me it is the next day and we have gathered a decent number of shards. Which I just remembered I emptied them, they're iron shards. 409. And yeah, we still have more fluid, so we should get a bit more. However, disregard whatever I just said about Woot. I actually like this version. So over here I have decided to automate everything. You might notice that we're making copper shards. And yeah, hopper is the best method of automation. Because if you put the item user on 5 ticks, that's exactly the speed of a hopper. So if I want 100 plates, easy peasy. You see, it's being crafted. There is an item collector with a dimensional chest which is collecting everything, and yeah, obviously there is a pattern provider behind every single hopper. It's not very useful for copper stuff because I don't think we need that much of them, but it's very important for the die casings. However, I also thought maybe back here we should start automating this fluid, the vitality fuel. I have automated the vitality fluid. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for a higher tier wood farm or not, but so far it's 4 buckets every second. It's not synchronized, but it's 4 buckets every second. Now it's synchronized. Weird. I'm just using EM ceilings for water, nether stars and redstone. At this very moment we don't really have a better substitute than redstone. Is the thing. But here's the point, we are also going to upgrade our wood farm to tier 2. Everything was on auto crafting, so easy peasy. I guess for the moment, you go over there. What? Oh, secondary base, I need 2 more. It will take some time, but it's ready. So voila. Hold F to dismantle. Oh, you don't have to mine it. I didn't know that. Reading is good. So the fake spawner that we have for horses should go on top of the primary base, right? I'm just importing the vitality fuel into a dimensional tank. As usual, I forgot a pipe, but there you go. Now it should work. Oh, no. It doesn't work. We forgot the loot. Yeah, loot exporter, you should auto output. And let's get the upgrade. It has 4 upgrade slots. Ah, so now we should get something, right? Yep, I think now we should be able to also get the gold shard, right? It has a lower chance. So I'm not sure, does it give you also the previous tier? Oh yeah, gold shards and all the previous ones, which is iron. So do we get gold? Please. Also, it seems that you can have more secondary spawners. On the tier 2 I have installed a few upgrades, although I'm not exactly sure if all of them are working. For example, I have the diamond shard upgrade, but we're not getting any diamond shards. True, we're actually getting a ton of gold and iron shards. But I have also the efficiency upgrade, so it's using less fluid, which is amazing. I installed 2 diamond shards, I thought maybe it will increase my chances. And there's also a mass upgrade, so it should try to spawn more mobs at the same time. However, we did manage to get enough material so that we would be able to upgrade it to tier 3. Oops, that's my wrench. I call it an upgrade, but it's not, I made it from scratch. I think this time I'm going to save some parts from tier 2. So where does it... oh, it goes here. Let's also take some of our upgrades. We take the shard. We take the efficiency. We take the mass. There is also one which reduces the time of spawning, so maybe we will use that one too. That mass thing I think helped a lot. Also, the best part of Woot is that apparently you can install lenses or make a mob slaughter factory. These are amazing. But yeah, the upgrade that we're going to install is called the rate upgrade. The best one is going to reduce the rate by 75%. So it should theoretically make everything go way faster, right? Let's check. Oh yeah, I don't think the fluid is gonna keep up. But yeah, this time we also got diamond shards. Perfect. But yeah, I think here's where we're going to leave it be. We're going to get the tier 5 next episode. Because I do need to wait a lot. And I do need to craft a lot. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.